Alright, how's it going everybody? Welcome to another What Sold on eBay video. This is Brendan here, and if you are new to the channel, I'm always dad first. We do business stuff second. I like to prioritize my kids so that I do not miss the important parts of their lives. I never want to miss recital. In fact, unfortunately, we have one very sick in the next room. She's got a massive cough. So, if you hear her in the background, I apologize. I'm feeling kind of low on her behalf. Actually, she's doing well. She just has a nasty cough, and we're trying to fight through it. But anyway, my goal here with this channel is to help you grow hopefully your side hustle into your soul hustle. I would love nothing more than for some of you to be able to kick whatever job it is you have to the curb and maybe make reselling a full-time venture for you. So let's get to the hot 10. Here are 10 items that I sold. This is the week of, where are we at here? February 1st through the 7th. Sales were a little bit low. Sales have just been a little bit low. I didn't have a whole lot of time to source this particular week, and the numbers show. Next week video a little bit better, and maybe the current week that we're in is okay as well, but just, you know, February slump, and I feel like we've been in a slump for 90 days now. But here are 10 items that are pretty interesting. So let's take a look. The first one here is a Black & Decker jar opener. The model number here is JW200. Now, if you look at the current listings for this particular model, you'll see about 500 of them listed. And normally, in an instance like that where you see that many, that's kind of a turnoff. Like, that seems like a lot for just this one item to be listed. Then if you sort by the solds, you'll see in the last 90 days, over 300 of them have sold. So this is a hugely popular item. When I saw it in the thrift store, it was new in an open box. Everything was perfect, instruction manual, yada yada. I paid $4.99 for this particular item, and I believe it sold for full price, yes. Buyer paid $49.99, $12.80 to ship, $3.99 in tax, for a total of $66.78. So if you ever see one of these Black & Decker jar openers, get your phone out and do the research. Next item, vintage super soakers. So the brand in particular for this one is Laramie. You can see it in the title right there, L-A-R-A-M-I. These sell for an incredible amount of money. I remember them from when I was little. You have to make sure, obviously, that the gun works. So testing it will be important. This particular model number, CPS 2500, is a huge seller. I priced mine a little bit low. This was the first time that I had found a vintage super soaker, tested it, it worked fine, but I was not sure that I would be able to command this type of price. Come to find out, I probably could have gotten double for the asking price I was asking because of recent solds, and I'll post the picture here. You can see very high dollar amount for this particular model, but if you just search vintage super soaker, you'll learn a lot. And you'll see them in the stores. They'll have the stickers ripped off. You know, they're old. These things are over 20 years old. So, actually, 97, what year are we in? Yeah, 23, 25 years old, something like that. My math is correct. I don't know. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Make sure you look them up on your phone when you get a chance. Buyer paid full price for this, $69.99, $19.50 to have it shipped, for a total of $89.49 all in, and I paid $3.99 for it. So that was a really, really, really good sale there. Next, paint by number kits. So there are two brands. There's one that I was more familiar with, and that is Dimensions. And this brand, the one that I found in the store, is Plaid. It was a brand new paint by number nativity kit. Open box again, but hadn't been touched. Paint's still intact. If you look and see here, you can see everything is as if it was brand new, sealed. And the buyer paid $39.99. They paid full price, $11.55 to ship, for $51.54 all in. This was the first time I have found a paint by number kit from the brand Plaid. So I didn't see a comparable sale for this particular nativity scene. So I priced it at $40, thinking, you know, who knows what will happen. And it sold relatively quickly for full price. So new in the box, paint by numbers, both plaid and the brand dimensions. Make sure you look for those. It's one of those items that's really easy to pass up in like the arts and crafts section of the store, but they sell for really good money. I paid $4.99 for this kit. Guitar Hero guitars. There's not much more, in this case Rock Band, there's not much more that can be said about sourcing these particular guitars. Some of them are hit, some of them are miss. If you don't know any better, I would say in the beginning, look all of them up. The ones that tend to do better than the other ones historically right now are Xbox 360 version, the PlayStation 3 version. There are a lot of other iterations of these guitars that do really well. So this one in particular was the Xbox 360 model. Now, when I found it, it happened to have the dongle included. And so what I will tell you is when you're selling these, part the two out. Don't sell the guitar with the dongle. Sell the guitar separate, sell the dongle separate. You can easily make $25 to $30 on just the dongle alone. And I see a lot of people underpricing dongles, which, you know, I don't want you to make that same mistake. Don't assume that the thing is only worth $10, $15, $20. List it for $30, take a best offer of $25. I recently sold one for $30. It came with this guitar here, and I sold the guitar for $25. I ended up paying $3.99 for both this guitar and the dongle. I sold the dongle for $30. Buyer paid full price, $24.99 for this one, $16.25 to have it shipped, for a total of $278. Excuse me, $278 in tax, for a total of $44.02. These things are still in demand, so anytime you see a guitar in store, if you're not looking them up, make sure you look them up. They are regularly priced $3.99, $4.99, and can command upwards of $100. I've found one within the year that was a very special model that I sold somewhere in between $80 and $100. I don't quite remember, but look these up. This ornament, I don't even know what provoked me to look it up, to be honest with you. I have an account with Ty, the beanie, the plush company. I have a wholesale account with them, and I can't sell Hello Kitty plush to save my life. This, on the other hand, is a glass ornament done by Kurt Adler. It was brand new in the box. It cost me $2.99, and if it weren't for comparable sales, which I'll put up on the screen here, I would never have thought that you could get $20 for this very simple ornament. But sure enough, it's $19.99, $3.99 they paid to have it shipped, $1.90 in tax, for a total of $25.88. And again, I would have had no idea to even look this up. And once I saw the comps, I had seen comparable sales, not necessarily in this particular style where she's like wearing the red Santa-looking suit, but the others sold very well. That provoked me to put it in my cart, and here we are $20 later with a sale. So even on things you're on the fence about, get the phone out and do your homework. It's like me saying this ad nauseum at this point. Okay, this was a really good sale. This was on a cart coming out at Goodwill, and there were other resellers like pouncing on the top of this cart for whatever it was that was on there. And then here's this pair of shoes that look almost brand new underneath, that were literally glowing as I was looking at them. So I very nonchalantly went over and grabbed them from the cart. And if you're not shopping off the carts, by the way, feel free to get aggressive and shop the carts. If the store policy is you can do so. You have to beat everyone else to the punch sometimes, and you know, I've learned to be aggressive in stores, and so you know, my kind of bulldog demeanor when I'm in the store sometimes you know, necessarily get the best of me, but it's how I try to separate myself from like the rest of the riffraff that goes on in the store. So anyway, these shoes looked amazing. Winhall is the style number for Allen Edmonds. They're not brand new, but if you just look at them, I was lucky. I got photographs done on a day that was sunny, but it was still beautiful outside. There's a picture of the soles in good condition. Heels looked okay. Size 11s. The Winhall Allen Edmonds is easy to look up. Usually they have the style number right on the insole there. So buyer paid full price, $109.99, $9.90 to have them shipped, for a total of $119.89 all in. I believe I was on the high end for these. I'm not 100% sure. I listed them high because I felt like in this like sort of waffle two-tone pattern, I may have been either the only one that looked like that style-wise or the only 11. So, you know, I shoot high, and as luck would have it, they sold. So keep your eye out for Alan Edmonds' win haul. Okay, so Moran's. This is actually the second one of these like universal home touch screen remote thingies that I have found and sold. This one actually, I believe, was a part of the global shipping program. I should tell you, I only paid $4.29 for the shoes. Sorry, I forgot. So this is the second one of these that I have found, and they sell very, very well. Obviously, test it. Make sure it's in good working condition. The RC9500 is the one that you're looking for here. You know, relatively large in the hand. Still had a good battery. And then, of course, you know, pictures of it functioning a few different ways here. Making sure that the potential buyer sees all those and then is buying with confidence. But they are rare. They don't turn up all the time. And so when they do, you usually sell them if it's priced correctly. Even if you price it on the high side, they'll sell within the week or two that you get them. For this particular one, I paid $5.99 for the entire unit. The buyer I sent them an offer. They paid $55.24 and $9.20 to have it shipped. That was actually global shipping, like I said before. So $64.44 all in, although I think they probably paid a little bit more for the international shipping. It just isn't showing up here on my numbers. But keep your eye out for those. And Moran's is like, their vintage electronics are excellent. Always look them up when you see them. They're very, very high end, still very desirable. And again, this particular universal remote does well too. It looks like a little Palm Pilot, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, this is an interesting sale. At least it was for me, because I had never heard of Joe Spencer before. So long and short, he's a folk artist that makes these really unique, like beaded dolls. And I learned about him in maybe September or October. I had seen a witch, like a shelf-sitting witch that it was just really unique looking, and it still had the tag. And of course, you know, since I'm seeing something different for the first time, I picked it up, looked that up, had the witch for a little while, but had it priced on the high side, and it eventually sold. So when I saw this, I almost knew exactly who the artist was. Of course, this one had the tag on it, and so that made life easier. But Gathered Traditions is the name of the brand there. And like I said, Joe Spencer is the artist here. It's just a frog. His name is Claude. Nice to meet you, Claude. Who knows? When I was doing the comps, there were no frogs and there was no Claude. So I knew, based on how popular this individual is and how easily his art sells, that I had something that was pretty neat. I had it listed for $59.99, and quite honestly, I could have gotten $59.99 for it had I waited a little bit longer, but the buyer accepted an offer that I sent of $50.99. She paid $12.55 to have it shipped, $63.54 all in, and I believe left a feedback on just how excited she was about this particular item. So keep your eye out for Joe Spencer, or any dolls that have this folk artsy type of look to them. Grab them off the shelf and do a little bit of homework on your phone, because you will definitely be pleasantly surprised. I feel like I got 30 or 40 for the witch too. She was a little bit smaller than this one, but really sort of a high-end buyer is the market for this particular artist. So keep your eye out. All right, next one. This is George the Gorilla from the movie Rampage. I think The Rock was in this movie. These were sold by the brand is, I think, Lannard. I don't have it written down. Lannard. Maybe it'll show up in the picture that I post here. I had this particular item listed on the low side at the time, $26.49, and it did sell for $26.49. Buyer paid $11.55 to have it shipped, and then $2.42 in tax, for a total of $40.46. This is a BOLO. Lannard made this gorilla, and they also made King Kong for the movie King Kong. King Kong, when it was new, sold amazing on Amazon, brand new. it was one of those items that sold better than I think the manufacturers had realized, and so it took a while for them to catch up in the like remanufacturing marketplace to get like the new batch in the stores. So then the stores eventually got flooded, and you could find them everywhere, and the race to the bottom happened, and the prices tanked. This one, for whatever reason, still holds its value and is going up. If you see the King Kong version in the stores, unless you can get it for $1 or $2, I would pass on it. This one, however, you can get in between $20, $25, $30 for the used toy, and it's kind of big and bulky, but don't let that deter you from making the purchase. I had this for maybe 2 weeks, so sold within a decent amount of time. Now, I don't know how this movie even did in the box office. Like, I don't know if it was a bust or whatever, but it seems like everything that The Rock is in, like, turns to gold these days. So, or should I say Dwayne Johnson? Yeah, all his stuff does well. This thing is still popular. It's definitely a BOLO. You can't miss it when it's like mixed in with the toys. I mean, it almost looks like a human. So keep your eye out for George the Gorilla. Okay, and the final sale. So this Redken and Rowenta mashup here. This comb straightener is pretty hard to find. And when you do find it, you are almost guaranteed to get over $200 for it. At the time, I didn't see any, the sold comp that I looked at, I think was $229, and somebody had accepted a best offer, so it may have even been lower than that, $229 or $239. Again, knowing how hard it is to find these in the wild and how desirable they are, I priced it higher. So I went with $249. I was not about to accept an offer on it. Buyer eventually came along, maybe within 2 weeks, paid full price, $12.55 to have it shipped, $15.75 in tax, for a total of $278.29 all in. I'll show you some pictures of it too. You can't miss it when it's in the store, because if you see like some of these other flat irons, they don't have this little steam infuser connected to it. So here's some pictures of this particular item. It was clean as a whistle on the inside, powered up just fine, and my mother brought me good luck. I was on the phone in the store with her when I saw this, so I sent her a picture of it immediately. I said, hey, you brought me good luck, way to go. And then within a couple of weeks, it sold for my full asking price. So I was pretty pleased with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's the Hot 10 for the week of February 1st through the 7th. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe right now. Hit the bell notification icon. Make sure you like the video. Give me a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you like what you see, and I'm giving you what you want to see. So now I'm giving YouTube what they want to have, and it helps me in the search algorithms, yada, yada, yada. Comment on the video. What did you like? What did you learn? Let me know how things are going. And thank you again. We will see you in the next video.